Hi guys, and welcome to our review of the brand new, all new 2017 Audi S5. This is not the A5, it's better than the A5. It's not as betterer as the RS5. Hopefully we'll get that soon. I can't wait to give that a try. I do like the Audi RS models, but this is the S5. Now, I'm also running, actually long term, the Audi A5, the new one. And in fact, you can follow me on all the social media posts if you do hashtag MME Audi A5 or hashtag MME long termer. But over these last few days, couple of days, I actually swapped the A5 and picked this one up instead because, hey, more is better, right? Do we get more? Yeah, we do get more. We get a 3-liter V6 turboed engine in this one. 354 brake horsepower. The A5 is 190 brake horsepower and a 4-cylinder engine. This one also gives you 369 pounds-foot of torque from as little as 1370 RPM right up to 4,500 RPM. And it's lighter than the old car. Is it more powerful? Yes, it's 21 brake horsepower, more powerful, and 44 pounds-foot more powerful. Is it quick? What do you think? 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds, and of course limited to 250. Who knows what it would do without that? I reckon 270, 280 probably. What else can I tell you about the car? It has an 8-speed automatic Tiptronic, and this particular car that we're looking at today is their press car, and it's a very, very alluring, very nice blue color. It's called Navara blue, and it sits on the 20-inch aluminium wheels, 5-spoke design. It comes with all the goodies. Audi Drive Select, of course, they all have that, and the Audi sound system, and comfort key, and daytime running lights, and blah de blah de blah. Isofix child, Isofix. Well, it has rear seats. I suppose you could put children in those rear seats. I wouldn't really want to sit in them. And they're 2 individual seats, really, with a divider in the middle. No rear USBs, but there are rear AC vents. Actually, it does have 3-zone climate control. I'll show you that in a minute. And it doesn't have a middle zone. It has 3 zones: 1, 2, and 3. That's how it works. Boot space, pretty good. It's an Audi A5, so actually quite spacious. You could do an airport run on this quite easily. This one's got sport suspension on the S models. This one, the price of this car is 277,500 dirhams. I'll put the conversion somewhere around here into dollars for you. And this particular car that we're in, the press car, is spec'd up to 293,000 dirhams. So what do you get for that? You get the Sport Contour leather steering wheel with the 3-spoke design and the flattened at the bottom. It does have the flat bottom steering wheel. There you go. Check it out. It's got ashtray at the front and a cigarette lighter. Why? Why does it have? Actually, it just has a. It doesn't have this one. Actually, I don't think they got that right. It's the ashtray and the cigarette lighter are actually in the rear here. So it's a little compartment just underneath the AC vents that opens up. Now, the odd thing about that is that when I open it, it's really hard to get it closed. It doesn't line up properly. So that's unusual for an Audi. Audi, of course, at one point set the standard for interior fit, finish, and quality and trim. Of course, other manufacturers have now caught up with that. But let me show you around this interior. It is very, very nice indeed. Of course, you got your screen there as usual with the typical. I don't know if you can make it out because of the light situation. It has all the menu systems on there, so you can run through the Audi smartphone, the map, navigation, media. You know what? It's not really very unusual. It's all the usual stuff on here. Here are the AC controls, climate control, and I like this. Watch this. So if I do this, see that comes up. The menu comes up. If I do this, that's without pressing it, just touching it. See, that comes up. And they all do that. So, isn't that nice? I like that. So that's even without without actually operating the toggle switches. You immediately get a response the moment you touch it. You get 2 cup holders. You get your radio buttons. Do anybody use those anymore? Well, anyway, it's good to have them. Your menu, this all operates the MMI system up here. Of course, that's a touchpad as well, so you can type in the name of somebody that you're looking for. A little coin box sort of thing there. You can just about lean a phone on there, so that's quite handy. It's got one of these electronic transmission things, which always leave me a little bit befuddled, because trying to get it into drive, and getting into drive is okay. Getting into reverse is always a problem. Let me demonstrate. So that's drive, that's fine. Is it going to drive? No, I have to press the button. There you go, that's drive. If I do it again, it goes into sports. There you go, S1, see? And then if I want to get into reverse, you go like that and you end up in neutral, and then you have to go into reverse. You're in reverse, right? Now, what I normally try to do is from drive, I'm going straight into reverse, and it does it. But sometimes it doesn't. It's very strange. Did it that time. See, it's just trying to prove me wrong. Electronic parking brakes. In here, you have 2 USBs, which is handy, and an aux. Very nice seats, of course, as you can imagine. And this is nice. This trim is nice because it's kind of textured. It's very, very nice here. It's got the carbon effect on this side, but this side is sort of textured. Very nice. But its seating position is very comfortable. Very good indeed. Plenty of room for me, no problem. We've got a sunroof as well. But a good comfortable driving position, very comfortable seats, good all-round visibility. You of course get blind spot sensors, but you don't get 360 camera, you do get a reversing camera. And of course I haven't shown you the cockpit because we've got this massive configurable cockpit. Well, like, why configurable? I just mean you can do that. And that's really only useful if you're using, for example, the nav. So if I put it onto, oh, sorry, hang on. I can do it from here. No, I can do, hang on, I got this figured out, There you go. Ah, there it is. And you get full map, massive map. If you're really lost, you'd use Google Maps. But anyway, there is a full map. You can do that, and it gives you the map on the right, and you can scroll through all the bits on there. So radio station and consumption. What have I been doing? 11.7. It's not bad. I gave a bit of a hard run. This is my long term. There you go. 374 kilometers I've done. 8 hours of driving. Whoa. 8 hours in the car, I think, not so much 8 hours of driving, and accomplished 10.9 liters per 100, which, you know, in a high-performance sports car or Grand Tourer, that's not bad at all. So here we go. Let's see what 354 brake horsepower and quattro all-wheel drive combined with 8-speed automatic feels like. Let's do a quick cheeky little acceleration run. I can't time it, so you guys will have to time it for me. I'm going to go into dynamic mode because that's probably the best thing, and put it into sports. There we go. Let's see, ready and go. Quite a bit of a jolt there. 67, 74, 82, 90, 94, 101. What was that? I don't know, you tell me. But felt pretty quick, and especially the initial take-up. I mean, you know, it doesn't bog down at all, does it? It really gets going immediately. Now, I put this into individual mode. That's the way I'm driving it, because that's the way I normally drive Audis. I like to configure it myself. That's because dynamic sometimes is a bit too much. They do have an automatic system, so basically you can just leave it in automatic and the car decides for you where it should be. So for example, but if you want to choose it yourself, you go into car and then you go into individual and click right, and then you get to choose the engine, gearbox, whether you want it in auto, comfort, or dynamic. You get to choose the steering, whether you want it in auto, comfort, and dynamic, and engine sound. So I keep the engine sound dynamic because I like a bit of engine sound, and I keep the steering in dynamic, and I keep the engine gearbox in automatic, and that's the best way, I think. Now, talking to those things, the engine sound sounds nice. It does sound nice. Doesn't sound great, but it does sound nice. They've channeled some of the sound back into there. It's got a nice thrum, nice even beat, and a little bit of a meaty growl to it. So I could do with more sound. I could do with more aggression, but you know, it does sound better. Looking forward to seeing what the V6 in the RS5 sounds like. That should be interesting. So again, I'm going to go back into sports. Gearbox is fine. Some people have said maybe it's a bit sluggish. I don't know. I mean, I had it on some really good roads yesterday, and what I found was that you didn't need to change. I was using the paddles. You didn't need to change up. It would change up itself. So it was very eager to change up. But it would allow you to change down, but it wouldn't allow you sometimes to select second. So it did lock second out. Sometimes it decided when you could have second and when not. But here we go. I mean, going around this corner, feeding the power in. What you do get, and again, I found this yesterday, and I'll go back into using the paddles. I'll go back into automatic. Was that you get initial? So as a typical Audi thing, you do get that initial understeer before it then catches and then brings it in. And I'm making that sound a bit more dramatic than it is. It's very subtle. Most people will not even notice it. But if you really throw it into a corner, you will get initial understeer, and then it will grip and it will pull it back in again. But what it does have is has a lot of grip, it has a lot of traction, and has very good body control as well. So not much lurching or anything like that. It's very smooth, very refined. And this is the key words to use for this car: smooth and refined. Because although it's a sporty thing, it's an S5, but actually it's a refined Grand Tour. So it's very good at high speed. It's very smooth. The ride is better than you think. It's a little bit more brittle than, say, the regular A5 and what you would expect. And what I found at low speed over severe bumps is when you really feel it. But normal driving, and certainly on motorway driving, it's very relaxed, it's very calm. It's just when you have in that environment, you get a little bit of a jolt and you go, oh, wow, okay, there's got sports suspension. It's sort of a wake-up call. It's like, hey, I've got sports suspension. Oh, yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah. So, like, for example, here, this is a pretty steep speed bump we're coming up to. Well, so there you see, there you feel it, right, at slow speeds. And again, bit better that one, but generally though it's fine, not an issue. Don't forget it's got low profile wheels on it as well. Performance is actually very good. The torque delivery is instant. Like I said, 1370 RPM, so you do get that, and it's there pretty much throughout the rev range, honestly. I mean, I'm doing 3,500 now, and the power is still there underneath my right foot, so no issue at all. So we're going around the roundabout, and again, it's holding very tightly. The Quattro doing its work. A little bit of a body lean, but nothing too dramatic. The brakes are fantastic, very strong, very reassuring, pretty damn solid, and give you that confidence and that reliability, and that sort of feedback as well. Now, where you won't get that feedback so much is in the steering. I'm not saying it's lifeless, but of course, for a sporty thing, there's not, maybe it could do it a little bit more. Having said that, it gives you enough reassurance to throw this car deep into corners, and it is weighty. It is well weighted. It's reasonably responsive. I don't think this car is equipped with the optional dynamic steering that Audi have now introduced, which is the one that sort of adjusts its speeds, or adjust its input ratio at low speeds, medium speeds, and high speeds. So on motorway, for example, it becomes less precise, and at speeds like this, it becomes more precise, especially if it detects that you're having a bit of fun, then it becomes more sharp. I don't think this has got that. It doesn't feel like it. So, because it's an optional extra, that one. But otherwise, it's fairly accurate, it's very good. Overall, what do we think of the car? I think it's really good. I think it's a lot of money for the car, but if what you really want is something a bit more than an A5, so you want to be able to say, I've got an S5, I'm not... The A5 isn't good enough because it only has 4 cylinders, although having said that, stand by and keep tuned to my reviews, long-term reviews of the A5, because it's not bad for 190 horsepower. I'm quite surprised with it. I'm quite taken with it, actually. For everyday use, it's very, very good and very economical. Though this one is not bad either on economy. I mean, pushing it hard and getting 11.5 litres per 100 is not too bad at all. So overall, it's a very likable, desirable proposition. It's a great car to win those car part wars, if you like, because it's got style, it's got kudos, it's got prestige about it, and the new look does really ramp it up a little bit, and it does make it look... It's kind of hard to, at first glance, tell it apart from the old car, but if you stood them side by side, you'd certainly see the difference. So overall, I think it's a very good car, definitely worth a look. To me, it's sort of in the middle. It's sort of in no man's land a little bit. I mean, really, if I'm going to do the daily commute and the cruise and the motorway ones, I think I might as well just stick with the A5. And I think that one's, what is it, 190,000, 180? Anyway, I'll put the price in here somewhere. And so you're saving a fair bit of money. Or, if you want to go all out, then I suspect the RS5 is the way to go, and I can't wait to try that one. So stay tuned, review of that one soon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. Leave your comments below about the review or anything else. And do please follow us on all social media. Just search for Motoring Middle East on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends and buddies. And also, you can follow me, Shazad Sheikh. All the links and things are here. Just, it would be nice if you did. You don't have to. Nice if you did. Thanks so much for watching.